I'm Bryce.
I'm Sam Wade.
Hey, so how old are you and what's your position for your organization?
Yep, I'm 23 years old. I work as the ticket operations coordinator in the athletics department for Oklahoma State.
Awesome, awesome. So, what is your toughest challenge for your job?
Toughest challenge is probably just working with our fans. Overall, we have a great fan base, but we have a lot of older members in our fan base. So I say our toughest challenge is trying to bring more youth into our fan base. Once people get out of college, they kind of fade into that transitional period where they're trying to get a job and trying to elevate in their job. So we're trying to bring some of those people back into school, come watch some games. Also, it makes it a little bit difficult with different ticketing systems that we have, like mobile tickets and pushing them through the online portion of our ticket sales. Um, with those older fans, it's a little bit harder to do that. So once again, we're trying to bring the youth into our culture.
That's awesome. So, what do you enjoy most about your job?
I'd say just getting to see the finished product. It's definitely one of my favorite parts because most of our job is prepping each event, making sure that we can get everything ready for a game day, get everything ready for an outside event that we might be hosting. So once you finally get to see that event and get to see all of the fans in the game or in the concert that you're providing, it definitely makes it worthwhile.
Oh, so yeah, it makes you feel good about yourself and everything.
Yep.
So, what do you look? How do you look to promote an employee that's already been working in your organization?
Yeah, so we've actually had some promotions within our organization recently. I was actually one of those promotions. I moved up from an entry level position to a more full time role. And just from that, what I look for personally is just someone who's willing to go above and beyond, someone that doesn't have to wait to be told to do something. They just go ahead and look for that next thing that needs to be done with an event or on a day to day basis. Someone that's there regularly, just ready to work and isn't always absent from work, isn't always making up an excuse of why they can't work, just ready to work all the time.
Okay. And what do you expect from your employees?
I really just expect, that work ethic. As long as you're trying to do your best, you're trying to learn, trying to grow in your role, then I'm going to be understanding if you make a mistake. Because everyone makes mistakes, even I've made mistakes. So definitely, as long as you're trying your best, you're not intentionally trying to make those mistakes, then that's definitely something that I'm looking for.
Yeah. All right. So, how would you like fire or let go like an employee?
Yeah, so I would definitely give an employee a few chances. If it's just something blatant that they're doing that's causing us to not succeed as a team or not help them succeed as an individual, then I would definitely sit them down, let them know the instances, make sure that they know what they've done wrong, and then after I've given them a few chances to kind of fix their mistakes, if I needed to fire someone, I would just do it in a delicate way, make sure that they know that they did wrong and that we're not mad at them as an individual. We're just not capable of keeping them on the team based on their performance. So
Okay.
that's how I would let them go.
Yeah. So you give them a chance or two, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So, how do you approach like confrontation in the workplace? Like if two employees are kind of not getting along.
Yeah. So definitely, the first thing I do is I like to separate people, get them into different parts of the office, different rooms, and then hear both sides of the story. Hear it from, the person on the left and the person on the right. See what's not matching up, whether they're having the same issue, whether they're having different issues with each other, or whether the issues even work related at all, and they're just bringing something in from outside of the office. So I definitely like to hear both sides of it, and then go from that standpoint there and just see what we can do internally to fix the problem.
Okay. Yeah. What are three traits that describe your management style?
I'd say it's a bit hands off. I like to kind of see what my workers can do before I start giving a ton of instructions. If I assign a task, I'll give them a chance to kind of work on it a little bit, and then if they need help, I'm more than happy to jump in and help them. But I want to see how capable they are on their own first before I start giving them direction. And then after that point, I would just say a little more hands on if they're having problems after that. maybe guide them through the first time, maybe show them how to do the whole process from end to end, and then have them learn from repetition from doing that on their own.
Okay, that sounds good. So, what do you look for in an interview?
So in an interview, I definitely, the first thing that I always notice, especially if it's a Skype or an in-person interview, is I make sure that that person has on professional attire. Eye contact is a big thing for me. I want to make sure that they're looking at me as much as possible when they're answering questions. That way I feel like we're conversing between each other and not just, especially during Skype, not just between screen to screen. I really like that personal feel. After that, I like decent answers, but not super long answers. I don't need you to go into full detail and drag on everything you've ever done, but just give me an adequate summary as fast as possible. That way we can move on to the next question, and usually within 2 or 3 sentences I can get the gist of what you're trying to say. And then the last thing I really look for is just someone who's really confident and kind of having a good time during the interview. I know that kind of it makes it hard because you're nervous in that situation, but if you're laughing and smiling, then more than likely we're laughing and smiling on the other side as well. So it makes it for a more fun interview for us. And usually with the interview process, we have 20 to 30 applicants, so we're remembering the ones that are more fun usually.
All right. Well, that sounds great. Thank you for your time, Sam.
Yep, no problem.